You know, you may not know when certain battles will arise. You may not even be told that a battle has started. What you should know is that there's always somebody that's willing to go to war with you. There's always somebody that's willing to battle each battle with you. Those people can be found with three simple numbers: 988. 988. It's just a conversation. You already do it now. You talk about things all the time for free. Talk about something that can not only be of value, but can save your life. Three numbers: 988. It don't have to be complicated. It don't have to be something that's so detrimental. It doesn't make you weak. It does not make you weak. It makes you the strongest version of yourself when you dial three simple numbers: 988. So before you make a decision that we have to live with, make one that you can live with and stay, because tomorrow needs you. Now let's talk football.
Fight me.
Yes! Boss up!
You know the Lions won again.
Get that money!
You know the Lions won again.
Ah!
You know the Lions won again.
Ah!
All we do is fucking win. Come on.
Ah!
You know the Lions won again.
Ah!
You know the Lions won again. You know the Lions
Let's
won
go,
again.
Pride Nation!
Cause all we do is fucking win.
It may have been a long time coming.
After this song, I'ma
It
need
may
my
have been a
tickets in the
while,
mail.
people,
All we do is win. We ain't
but we
taking L.
here.
Like 2-11? Man, shut the fuck up. After this game, we about to turn the fuck up. Call
Let's
us, we
go,
need the whole
Pride
team
Nation.
buffed up. We just won another game, they can't touch us.
Pride
We about to win
Nation.
another game, they know what's up. We just won the last game with a blowout.
Listen. Pride Nation. Pride Nation. Woo, people. Let me tell you, there's only been a few times I've been this excited. And each one of them I can tell you like the back of my hand. You know, it was when I said I do, when I had my children, and when I was able to talk to the people I care about the most. And today is a day where I feel like the universe rights some wrongs, with some things that needed to be switched up and changed was changed. And I gotta be honest with you, people. Damn, it feel good. Oh God. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it's like getting that drink of water after being out in the hot desert all day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about like that. It's like when you get a vacation and you know how the first few days you don't even feel like you're on vacation, but somewhere between day 4 or 5, you like, shoot, I'm on vacation. The Detroit Lions, not only did they win a playoff game at home, but they did it, allowing them to get another one. You know what? Let me bring it back one more time for the people in the back who was hard of hearing. I know that this is something new.
You see what happened when the Lions really show up?
Woo!
Call the whole city up. We about to go out. We about to have them bars jumping while it's cold out. Hey, you know the Lions won again.
These bars was lit. Them bars was lit. People. Hey, Hey, listen. I'm gonna be fair today. I'm gonna be 100% fair today. I hope my Rams fans who was on the show yesterday come back in with that same energy. I hope they got it. I trust Dan Will. I don't know about the guy with the Rams loafers. I hope he come on back. I hope he come on back. But people, you should be excited. There are times where I would tell you a win is not just a win, and playoffs are one of them. Because getting to the next game is the important part. You see what I mean? It's getting to that next game that's the important part. I got a lot to cover. I still want to do what I always do. I shout out as many as I can who in the building with me. I got my man Vash Starwin in the building. Let me make sure I get myself together, people. I got my man Looney Tune in the building. Big T is in the building. We got my man Lions Rumble 81 in the building. Ed W in the building. D Williams. Mikhail Hope is in the building. Black Spirit is in the building. Viking content creators are losing it. Good for them. Good for them. Who else we got in here? I want to make sure I don't miss nobody. We got my man Derek is the gift. Mike is what? What is this? I don't even know what that is about. Nonetheless, I don't have energy. Let's see. We got my man DJ in the building. We got my man Motor City Thanos in the building. You Can Hate Me Now Mackenzie in the building. We got let me see who else I got. We got Dirty Gloves William in the building. We got Singles Dead Club. Elijah Hannah's in the building. Jimmy Sofa in the building. Charles Davis is in the building. John Jones is in the building. Who else we got out here? Make sure I don't miss nobody. Marcus Willis is in the building. We got Michael Huck in the building. I haven't seen you in a long time, brother. I'm glad to see you here. It's a Victory Monday. We got D-Map Zoom in the building. We got Marcus Roberts in the building. Crimson Shadow is in the building. Dan Spanos, Mike Bell is in the building. Listen, man. I got so many thoughts on this game, so let me get through all the BS first because I've seen this. I've seen the content creators for the people. Shout out to Tony Chase. He's in the building too. 313 Kloss is in the building. I saw all the videos. Let me just get this out of the way. To the Ram fans who are complaining, whining, and being angry about the no call because they pulled a jersey on Puka. I do not believe that jersey pull stopped him from catching that ball. But okay, if you want to talk about that, if you want to talk about, they didn't call the roughing the passer hit on Stafford after he got hit in the head and stepped on. If you want to talk about that, let's talk about what happened before that. Let's talk about the penalty where your guy clearly is jumped off sides. Our guy moved and we get the false start. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how certain guys on our team was coming clean and free, was getting tackled to the ground and held, and it wasn't called. Let's talk about that. See, all those things that you want to talk about before they even occurred, we had things that occurred that stopped drives where we were moving. And here's the other sad part about it. For the people who want to point that out, who want to talk about, without those penalties, y'all don't win. But we did. And you got breaks too on penalties. There were a few plays where they called pass interference and said, they grabbed the shirt and they called it for you. And I'm like, that wasn't nothing. But when our guys got their shirt pulled, nobody said nothing. So I'm not trying to say that y'all don't have a fair gripe. I'm merely saying to you, pay attention to the whole game, because before we get to your so-called penalties, before we get there, I got to keep it 100. And that 100 is they gave y'all a few chances to keep the game close. It's mighty interesting how y'all still covered the point spread, but we're going to leave it alone. The Lions did what they were supposed to do, and that's get the win. The sad part is there are two storylines. One that they're kind of talking about, the second one not so much, that have been missed in all of this. The Lions won that game because of you, the fans. Because of you, the fans. You who bought the tickets. You who filled the bars. You who stayed outside the stadium and heckled every person with a Rams jersey on. It was you who changed the outcome of that game. They had to burn through timeouts because you were so damn loud. It was you. If ever there was a 12th man, a 13th man, you put up another 6. You showed up and you showed out. I heard every boo. There was a newborn baby there. He even booed it out with a boo like that. It was like a boo. Like that's how slick and how strong the boos were for when he came out. Kudos to you. Kudos to you for causing so much havoc that they had to burn through timeouts. That was you. You, the fans, did that. It was you. On every single time they did something, you never wavered. It was on you. You handled that. And guess what? You get a playoff win because of it. Now, there was some good, whole lot of it. There was some bad, and there was some ugly. But I'm just going to give it up to you. Now, the other part of it is this. We've talked about it before. Everybody want to give Dan Campbell credit. Fair. Everybody wants to give Brad Holmes credit. Fair. Everybody wants to give Sheila Ford credit. Fair. What about Spielman? What about Chris Spielman? See, he ain't just there for nothing. He's a part of a lot of these processes. And he's doing something behind the scene that we ain't talking about. To all the people who wanted, this is another thing. This is oh God, I couldn't wait for this. To every single person who had a problem with him going for it on 4th down, shut the hell up. Shut up. Because what you don't realize is the entire time he did that, he's building a team that have a mentality, hey, everything is 4th down. And when I call on you, I expect for you to perform. And they did. They went for it on 4th down and they succeeded. And then they scored on that possession. They could have easily turned that ball back over or took the little 3 points. But guess what? You know who did the opposite of that? The Rams. And you know who came up short because of that? The Rams. You know who just took the points? The Rams. You know who lost the game? The Rams. Shut the hell up about the 4th down calls. You will live and die by it. It is about building a mentality. It is about building a way for you to have a team that you know is not going to lay down. Sean McVay made a number of coaching decisions that I went, thank God he chose that one. He played the safe way. He took the damn points. The same thing y'all wanted him to do against the Dallas Cowboys, he took the points. Which, by the way, who said that the Dallas Cowboys was going to lose that game to the Packers? I know I did. Hands up, I did. How? Because it's a matchup game. And I can see the matchups. I can see how you can exploit each matchup. And at the end of the day, you got to learn to embrace and love the aggression that comes with going for it on 4th down. Field goals can't win you the game. Field goals is not the answer. They were hoping, I'm almost sure, they were hoping that the Lions would get the ball back and would come out passing. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. And the Lions came out, ran it, got a little short yard, threw it to finish the game. That's the difference. I told y'all yesterday, take Cooper Kupp out of it. I don't care what Puka get. Just take Kupp out of it. Don't let Kupp get going. Because if you let Kupp get going, and now you got Kupp on top of Puka, you got a problem. Take Kupp out of it. Bravo, defense. To the people who was bitching and moaning, talking about, oh, Aaron Glenn's defense, shut the hell up. Why? Because at the end of the day, the evidence suggests that the defense did just fine. Or look, you can't say that. Oh, yes, I can. The real problem was on the other side of the ball, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But if you were one of those people watching that game, talking about all the defense, but then you got mad at me for talking about our general manager not doing enough to address the defense, hold my beer. The Lions got the freaking victory because they refused to waver from who they were. They went for it on fourth downs. They got to the red zone and put the ball in the end zone. When defense needed to hold, they held. Well, look, you can't say that. You can't really say that because, look, that game was close. It was, listen, the numbers say it was close, but if you watch that game and some things happened differently, that game was nowhere near close. I'll argue with anybody. I had to argue with somebody that day, talking about we're playing top 5 offense. I'm thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. But then again, that person also told me that Kyle Hamilton was a linebacker, and I was like, oh, okay. So the reality is the game was not as close as you thought it was. The Lions were more aggressive, and the more aggressive, more physical team won. Am I annoyed that the game was close? Sure. Did my blood pressure go up when they got in the red zone? Yep. But I was hoping and praying like hell they took a field goal. I was hoping and praying. I'm like, take the field goal right here and give us the ball back, you lose. They gambled and they failed. And guess what? We got to win. Because of you. Because of you, the fans, who showed up and acted a fool yesterday. I had a friend tell me that it was so loud in there that he had to take toilet paper and stuff it in his ears. He said it was so loud in there that the person he went with was trying to talk to him directly next to him. He said the game hadn't even started, that they just came out to do the little warm-ups and the boos were that loud. Kudos to you for showing up and showing out. Damn it, y'all did the damn thing. Yes, Pride Nation, the Lions got to win. And guess what? For all the talk that people want to put out, because I'm telling you right now, we may have been listed as the favorite, but most people, all the pundits, the media, they had the Rams coming in there beating us. And I'm sitting there watching it. And I told people, I said, everybody and their mother screaming and hollering, I wanted the Packers. I'm scared of the Rams. It's a matchup game. And what did Packers do? You don't really want the Packers. Now, as the confidence keep building up, as things come, guess what? We get a second playoff game. The universe has right or wrong. See, not only did we not have to report in, we reported into the NFL. See you next week when they got to come to our house again. And not only did we report it, we made sure we reported it to the world. No controversies. Dallas should have never had that seed. They should have never been the number 2 seed. The game was given to them, and they still did what they always do, and they lost. And the Lions got the 3rd seed. In the history of most 3rd seeds going to the Super Bowl is extremely well. But we got to take care of business. We got to take care of business because we're going to find out tonight who we play. And I got a strange feeling that it might be the Bucs. And if it come down to the Bucs and the Lions, I like that matchup. And if the Packers somehow beat the 49ers, I really love the Lions versus Packer matchup. Really love that. Man, y'all should be excited, man. Let me get this goddamn link out here. I got the oh, it feels so good. It's like that first time. You know what I mean? You know, it's like that first time I realized, like, yeah, I did that. That was me. I did that. Listen, people, get in here and sound off. Get in here and sound off. That's what I want you to do. I want you to get in here and sound off. Like I said, I'll get into the bad things that I didn't like. I'll get into the ugly things. But for right now, it's about y'all. Because if not for y'all, Lord, no telling where this thing would have been. You were so good at being disruptive. And when they would burn the timeout, you got louder. You got even more louder. Just hats off to you. Let me bring in my first guest, Don 19. What up, though?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
What up, though, Luke?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what I can do. Hold on. Wait. Wrong one. Oh.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, man, listen. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how much they want to take away from me. They can be like, "Oh, you ain't gonna win next week. We won this week." Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Don't you? It's always a hater want to take it from you, bro. How are you feeling? The Lions won again.
Man,
you know,
I'm feeling great. In the great of my boy Rasheed Wallace, boy, don't lie.
It don't lie.
When the Cowboys got their little laughs in, bragging about the refs, having the refs in their back pocket. God, I'm telling you, God don't like ugly, and them some ugly mother. Let me calm down. Let me calm down.
Okay, let it out. This is a support group. We're here for all support of the happiness and joy of you understanding the importance of not only winning that game, but looking at the trajectory of it. If the Buccaneers mess around and sneak up and beat the Eagles, even though I think we can beat both these teams,
yeah.
Whoa,
man, listen. This was Dan Campbell best coaching game. I mean, he was lights out. No funny business, no funny trickery. I mean, I was a little nervous when he put Michael Badgley out there for the 54, but he was confident. And he knocked it down the middle. It was money. Going for it on fourth down. Sam Laporta touchdown. Beautiful. And then Luke, the call to accept the penalty to send the Rams back on 3rd and 14. That was crucial.
It was a huge one. It was a huge one because people don't realize that I had a few people that was like, "Oh man, he should have just made it 4th down." And I'm like, but then they just take the field goal. By putting them back, you're trusting your defense.
Yeah.
You're trusting your defense to turn them around. That's what you were trusting. So, yeah, beautiful call, and it's underrated that people are not talking about it, but beautiful call.
Bro, he was amazing. Like, he outcoached Sean McVay because Sean McVay, and it was the crowd. Shout out to the fans because they had to use them timeouts.
Do you believe?
Hey, I believe. Listen, and another thing, everybody talking about it. The Kirby Joseph hit was clean. I'm sorry. It was a clean hit.
That was a beautiful hit. Hey, unfortunately, that's one of those plays that's a part of the football game. And it was a beautiful hit. I'm not gonna talk about that being dirty. I'm not gonna talk about them hitting Stafford and stepping. I don't care.
Right.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, I wanted to see a physical team. And I know a lot of people can't handle that, but that's the reality.
Right. And then our fans, like, so we supposed to hit them up high, or like it's a football play. It's a football play. So I'm proud of this team, man. Another home game. Man, this been a good day.
So crazy. It's gonna be so crazy. I mean, I knew that they were gonna show up and show out. I knew it. like I said, I haven't even gotten into the bad and the ugly parts of the game yet because
Man.
you know that's just me. I gotta point out the facts of the stories.
Hey,
But
we
when I
wasn't.
tell you,
Listen, we wasn't perfect, but we still won. We wasn't
and
perfect.
that's what's crazy. You didn't have the perfect game, but you still won. Still won.
Listen, the Packers had the perfect game. The Texans had the perfect game. And they could just lose it next week. It happens.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my man Old Timer Dave. He's one of my many Packer subscribers, but he's probably my first number one. But he says, "Congrats, Lions fans. Been a long time coming."
Mm-hmm.
I think we can destroy the 49ers, but I feel even better about our chances against the Packers. So I'm rooting for the Packers to bust the 49ers ass. That's just me. That's just me. Because I'd rather us go ahead and win against a division opponent to go to the Super Bowl and the rest is sort itself out.
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. So
and listen, we don't got the perfect defense. You look at the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns was number one in all stats for their defense. Got their ass whooped by CJ Stroud.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't have any bearing on it. The Miami Dolphins was number one in scoring and all that. They couldn't muster any points. You know, and again, shout out to the people like my man Whiskey Nee said, I cried. I ain't mad at you. It has been such a long road to get back to this point. And I kept telling everybody, if you follow history, it repeats itself. There are a lot of similarities to that 91 team and this team as well. And I'm telling you right now, this is a team that can do it. It just has everything is lining it up. And that's just the reality. Ghetto Pat said they let Puka hold them the whole game, and they got lucky that holding wasn't called on third down. I'll tell you like this, Ghetto Pat. If you watch what I said about the game yesterday, I wanted and expected for them to let him do whatever he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
My concern was to shut down Cooper Kupp. Yep. Cooper Kupp was the guy that you could not allow to get going. Puka, I don't give a care what he got. Puka ain't the first receiver to get all them yards. But guess what? Because this is what people don't want to talk about, right? Everybody want to talk about Aaron Glenn and his defense, and they want to claim that it's scheme issues. I saw a bunch of players missing tackles.
Yep.
So let's get into the bed of it. I saw a bunch of people missing tackles, making dumb bonehead decisions. I saw that. I saw them pick on Valdor.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Valdor looked better than Cam Sutton, and that's bad.
But I'm just listen. I told people when Cam Sutton was signed here, hey, y'all are hype. Pittsburgh don't let good players go. And guess what? I've watched him and I've stayed focused on him. He can't cover deep routes. How do you bite on that damn on an underneath route? What was you looking at? What was you looking at? You bit on that route like it was something there. Come on, man. It wasn't even a strong route. He just stuttered and went up. So, no. Yeah. But it is what it is. That's what I saw. I saw a lot of poor execution early on. But in the second half, to give up 2 field goals, what a job.
Yeah.
To keep turning them around on red zone trips, what a job.
Yep. Nice bounce back. Yep.
You know, like seriously. So yeah, did Puka get off? Good for him. So did Justin Jefferson, and they both at home.
And Luke, another good point. They did let Puka go off, but don't let Kyron Williams, the running back, go off either.
See, he wasn't gonna go off no way because they don't commit to the run. Now that brings me to another ugly. Let me bring this up because this pissed me off. I want y'all to understand something. Ben Johnson pissed me off yesterday. I'm serious. I genuinely found myself angry at Ben Johnson. I genuinely found myself upset at Ben Johnson because this is what I felt. I felt that the Lions were actively trying to make Jared Goff the game's hero. You do not have to agree with this view. You don't have to like it. But before I get into that, let me bring in my next guest, Don. You got anything else you want to share before I bring in my next guest? Okay, Don, you there? He lost me. He phone ringing. I'm bringing my man Crimson Shadow. The link is in there for you to join the conversation. Crimson Shadow, what up, though?
20 fucking years I've waited for this. I don't know how old you.
You know.
Oh, dude, that game was gonna give me a fucking heart attack. It wasn't even funny, dude. I was so effing busy watching Wings on one screen and Lions on another. Oh my fucking god. This game just nearly gave me an effing heart attack. And shout out to the Money Badger for actually getting a 50-yarder. Like, seriously, I was fully expecting him to miss that kick. If he would have missed that, we probably wouldn't be winning this game. Possibly. But
I disagree with that. I felt like, I'm going to be honest with you, the game was only close because we refused to run the freaking ball. And yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. People were trying to argue with me, talking about something, yeah, he's running the ball. He's trying to keep balance. Balance for what? If you was not getting off with Jahmyr Gibbs, guess who was getting off? Montgomery. Keep running him.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like they couldn't stop. They had a couple plays where they stuffed us behind the line. Yeah, but it's not like every time they stuffed us behind the line, they couldn't fully stop us. But like I said, that's how Ben Johnson's been all year. That's nothing new with him. He's always been very balanced. He always wants to run pass. If he can't have both, he's going to force one or the other, and it's so annoying. He doesn't want to just, give the hot hand. He doesn't stick to one or the other. He's so effing Libra about it, and, well, he's probably going to go get a head coaching job anyway, so you won't even have to worry about him next season, I bet. Bets on that. So, I don't know. Cam, when he fucking got blown out like that, I'm like, first thing I thought was, my memory just immediately went back to you saying Cam can't cover the deep ball. And I'm like, Luke fucking called it in goddamn spades.
I watched so many. That's why the Steelers let him go. Because he can't cover the deep.
Now, was he a terrible corner? No, but the guy's got a gaping hole in his game. That's obvious to see.
Now, I will tell you this. I would say this, and I would say this with an open mind and being honest. I have no doubt. I know that some people are still stuck in a certain state of mind where they just can't believe it, and they feel like, the game was close. The game was only close because of the decision to try to make Jared Goff the hero. If they would have stuck to running the ball, we wouldn't have had no problem. And I'm telling you, at one point, they was averaging over like 10 yards a carry, and we just abandoned the run. I tell people, I said, I post the first half stats for a reason, because it gives you a reference point to go back and look at. Now, let me bring this on the screen really quick.
How many carries did we do this game exactly?
Let me bring this on the screen. All right, let me see. Hold on. I want to make sure I don't mess this up. I see you in the back, brother. Hold tight. Let me switch this to this. All right. So I want people to understand something. Originally, I'm showing the play-by-play. The very first play was a 10-yard run up the middle.
Yeah.
And then we passed. The very next play, he run for 5 yards. And then we passed. Then he runs for 7 yards. And then we passed. Y'all starting to see the pattern here, right?
Very obvious, yes.
Okay. This, to me, is where I got annoyed. It was 2nd and 3, and then we pass. 2nd and 2, we pass again.
They never see it coming.
I mean, I'm just saying, but where I start to look at the game is right here. I start to look at the game right here. David Montgomery finished the game with 14 carries. Pop quiz, ladies and gentlemen. How many carries did David Montgomery have in the first half? Take a guess. Any guess?
If I had to guess, how many carries did he have in the first half?
Yep. How many carries did he have in the first half?
He had at least 8.
8 in the first half? All right, we got 8. We got Lions Rumble 81, who comes in with the correct answer. 10. He had 10 carries in the first half. and
Whoa.
finished the game with 14. How many carries do you think Jahmyr Gibbs had in the first half?
Well,
mind you, he finished the game with 8 carries. How many carries do you think he had
in the first half?
In the first half,
I would have to say he only had in the first half 6.
Let's try 4.
Mm.
They completely abandoned the run in the second half to make that quarterback the hero, and that's what's my problem.
What's weird about the Rams, and like I said yesterday, I was looking at most of the team stats. For some reason, a lot of teams abandon the run with the Rams.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Let me bring in my next guest, Crimson. I don't want to do it because my man, he don't come in too often. I want to get a man hang in the back for me for a minute, Crimson.
Right.
I'm bringing in my guy, Chris Wallace. Chris.
How you doing, man?
Right, hold on. I got to set you up. Oh, it's Victory Monday, so everybody get the love.
The Lions won again.
Yeah.
You know the Lions won
Just won
again.
again. Yeah.
All we do is fucking win. Come on.
All we do.
You know the Lions won again.
Brother, what's going on?
How you doing, fam?
I'm doing good, brother. Hi. Talk to me. It's Victory Monday. Obviously everything wasn't perfect, but we are victors. What say
Yes,
you?
sir. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was on the edge of my seat. Like, I'm only 33 years old. I'll be 34 February 11th. Birthday on the Super Bowl, actually. So pretty cool.
Hey.
But yeah, my whole life I just been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And I agree totally the take that you had when you said about the running, because at the beginning of the game, like, first we started off hot. Our first 3 drives all went for touchdowns. But the thing that I don't like about Ben Johnson is where it's like you said, you don't got to make Goff or try to force him to be the hero. He the hero as long as he don't turn the ball over. You win us the game. You do what you're supposed to do as the quarterback. When you have 2 exceptionally good runners, 2 different styles of run, man, we should have kept attacking them through the run game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You know, St. Brown going to do his thing. Our receivers are going to do our thing. But guess what? If you see that they can barely stop you running, keep running. I'm not saying run every down, but keep.
Eight carries in the second half.
And then another thing is like, you know, we've been living and dying with Dan Campbell in the 4th downs. And like you say, you know, it's good when it works. And it's, you know, but like, it's so many times where it's like, you know, play field position, punt the foot. And I understand you trying to be aggressive, but like what happened at Dallas, even though I feel like we got snubbed out of a win, you still had 2 other chances to just be like, you know what, we're going to take this to OT. But see, when coaches do that and everybody say, oh, he's just an aggressive coach, that's just how he is. No. In my opinion, I mean, that might be, you know, halfway true, but I really think you don't believe enough in your defense to be able to stop them. Now, our defense secondary has been sus all season and all year. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of the people who was kind of hype at first when we got Cam Sutton, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We got him from the Steelers, and like, you know, I followed them a little bit, blase split. But dude, I literally every time I watch them play, I see him getting cooked. Like, he's getting destroyed. And I'm like, Sutton again. And it's like to the point where whoever he's guarding get the ball, he's like 5 yards behind them. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, how, if you not supposed to, like, why are you allowing people to just run past you? Like, because you have to know what the play is.
I don't even know what he was looking at. It looked like I could see it before the play was snapped. He was confused, but I'm like, to me, I'm like you ain't man. How do you bite on that?
Right. You know, because like, I'll let you get all the underneath stuff all day as long as you ain't killing me over the top. And it was like, and even to the Rams, like, come on, they got a good offense. You know, Matthew Stafford going to do what Matthew Stafford do. But I wasn't that fearful of they passing game. I was more fearful of our secondary. You know, I'm like, just find a way to hold on. And see, that's not the type of defense you really want to kind of come into the playoffs with. I mean, bend don't break, cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made the stops necessary because I'm gonna give them their flowers because y'all held them without a touchdown the whole second half. Like they was kicking field goals and but
Yeah, no,
you just gotta like I'm
get
always
it, but,
soak in
but
the
the
win,
aggressive
but we
team
gotta
win.
right.
The aggressive team win. Let me hit on 2 topics really quick. All right. I see y'all in the back, people. Please hold tight for me. I want to hit on 2 topics and we're gonna keep it going. If that holding call had been made on Cam Sutton on 3rd down, then the Rams would have won 26-24. This is by far the most false statement ever.
I was about to say, I don't believe
still
that.
had 3 timeouts. Let's get this out of the way. The Lions still had 3 timeouts. Had they even scored, let's say they even scored, they go up 27-24.
With like 4 minutes left.
With like 4 minutes left.
Like, come on.
Matter of fact, let's say if it's like 2 minutes. I can't remember what it was. It might have been 2 minutes.
That don't even matter either.
Like 2 minutes. They still had 3 timeouts to go back down there and get in field goal range to tie it and take a touchdown to win it. So that's not the case. Now, what we should be talking about is if they don't kill our drive with that fake false start that put us back 10 yards, how about that? How about that call? See, before all this stuff happened with them, we had issues with poor officiating in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not true. Let me get on this one right here. It says putting Sutton out there with no safety help. This right here has been in the bane of my existence for the longest. These are professionals. I've heard give Valdor safety help. Give them if listen. Your GM brought in who he brought in. If you safety helped in the outside guys, who's covering the tight end and the slot guys? I wait. I wait because this don't make sense to me. You cannot do this. You have to let them play, and the safeties have to do their reads. So this idea that he should have gave them more help, no,
because you were starting corner. You were starting corner in the NFL. You have to be able to hold your own. You're not always going, be able to have the safety help, and especially depending on what type of scheme or whatever you're running. But like, come on, every game you getting exposed, bro. It ain't 1 or 2. It's like every game. And like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he holds a lot too. Like he grabs, and as soon as he know he getting beat, and it's like the one thing, Luke, that I do appreciate through this whole process, and which me and you've been on the same page since like a couple years ago when the trade first happened, because I think that's when I really started following you and watching your show and stuff. So it was like, and we both agreed, when are we going to draft defense? Like, yeah, we got some players, but this clearly showing, and I'm not mad about how it shook out because we have a very good, decent team, but is blatantly clear we need a new secondary. Like Brian Branch was a steal, build around that, and get like, how many people robbed us just because they didn't eat, like Emmanuel Mosley? Is that his name? He played what? 1 snap after he came back from injured.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got injured again. So we paid him that money. We paid CJ Gardner-Johnson. You out the second game of the season. You come back for the playoffs, cool. But like, we already knew he wasn't coming back anyway. That's why he was on the 1-year deal. But it just goes to show where our other resources possibly could have. And I'm still not mad at the CJ Gardner-Johnson because it was like he was a good pickup. Like you boosted, but like y'all tried to cover the fact, we got a good safety and then we drafted it, but we did not really help our corner situation. They wasn't really
and we
too much better than the last.
We wasn't getting home like we should have been. Look, Mr. Wallace, I love me some you, but I got people in the back who've been patiently waiting, like 50 Cent.
Oh, yes, sir.
Let them get in. If you want to hang in the back, and I bring everybody all back in, and once we have a group conversation, that's good with me. But if you got to bounce, I understand, sir.
All right, no, I'm gonna be on.
All right, let me go ahead, roll them in. I'm getting them in the order they came in. So next up is Motor City Thanos, and look with this. Let me give him his love. Let me put him out here. Let me get him out here for the people that's hard to see. Yeah, hold on, wait. because you got the belt out there. We got to make sure we do it right. We can't have you have a belt out there and not have it going right.
You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know them Lions won again. Come on. Because all we do is fucking win. Woo. Best team in the motherfucking NFL. After this song, I'm going to need my tickets in the mail. All we do is win. We ain't taking L.
Hey, he pulled the belt out for y'all. He gave y'all the belt. Motor City Thanos, talk your talk, brother. What's going on?
What's going on, man? I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I just want to hop in here and show some love. But I mean, the one thing the only few things I want to hit on is I think a lot of fans just need to enjoy the ride. I'm speaking to the ones that's complaining. Like, let's enjoy the ride. But as far as the stuff that we need to clean up, you know, my man just got off. Without a shadow of a doubt, I've told my father this. We've got to clean up our corners in the offseason. Cam is not a number one. He's more of a number two. So Brad needs to go find a number one corner. I think we need to grab another pass rusher. I personally would prefer to go buff up the D tackle position still. Aleem is playing great, but I still want a game record. That's more of a personal preference for me.
But you're right. You need to have somebody that can help because even the play where Aiden Hutchinson got the sack, he destroyed that guard.
Right.
Destroyed him.
And I think a D tackle will help that D line a lot. So you go get a D tackle, corners, and another pass rusher on the other side of Hutch is what I think they need to grab, whether that's free agency or the draft. But that has to be like part of Brad Holmes' list in the offseason. And at this point, when it comes to who we play, you can't, at watching this team all year, you can't be afraid to play anybody, especially at this point. Like, you have to be willing and ready to take on whoever steps in front of you. Because they've showed, even with the defense not being complete, that they can play with almost anybody. And you the only team in the NFL to go until yesterday, to go into Dallas and hold Dallas under 30 points. We was the only team until yesterday when Green Bay did it.
Yep. And the sad part is Green Bay learned from that game that we had. They did a lot of similar things that we did, and that's what happens. And I just tell people all the time that at the end of the day, you talk about what you want. The Lions only scored 3 points in terms of a field goal. In the second half, we gave up 6.
Right.
Like, we can talk about the defense and all that stuff. Yeah, they gave up a ton of freaking yards. But if you're being honest, they gave up 2 touchdowns. Your defense that everybody's bitching about right now gave up 2 touchdowns. Do the math. And 2 touchdowns. Then they had a field goal made it 17, another field goal made it 20, and another field goal made it 23. 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals is what they gave up.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with the Ben Johnson call, because one thing I don't like about Ben Johnson's play calls, I don't like our screens because for whatever reason it doesn't work, and I don't like the runs that when we if we give it to Gibbs, it's mainly with Gibbs because they're trying to use the speed, so I get it. But I don't like the runs with Gibbs when he runs up the sideline to cut up. I mean, when he runs up the line of scrimmage to cut up, because we never seal the edge.
Nope. He's always looking for a cutback lane. And I thought yesterday that we spent too much time running Gibbs up the middle. And then, I'm not trying to be funny. They completely just forgot Monty was there. I'm like, I thought he was hurt. I'm like, duh. I'm like, I root for Gibbs. But you have to ride the hot hand. They had no real answer for Monty. So keep running Monty and then bring Gibbs in and bounce him outside. They was not doing that. And I was like, yo, this is killing me softly right here. Now, ironically, if you go back and you look at the first half in terms of passing, my man's passed the ball 18 times. At one point, he was 10 for 10. Kudos to him. But he passed the ball 18 times in the first half. How many times did he pass it after that? You know what he finished the game with, right? 27.
Yeah.
All right.
27 or something like that.
Yeah. So they were so busy with trying to stay balanced. We run the ball 8 more times in the second half and pass it 9 times, trying to stay balanced. No, you could have ran the clock out on them a long time ago and been up 2 scores. Once we got up 14, I'm like, all right, run the ball. Here we go. Pass. It was 3rd and 4. We passed. For what? He just ran and got you sick.
And the thing about trying to make a specific player the hero, where the Ben Johnson and Lions can look at, all you gotta do is look at that Seattle Seahawks New England Patriots Super Bowl when they tried to make Russell Wilson the hero, and instead of giving the ball to beast mode and let him do what he do when he was one of the top backs in the league and y'all on the 1 yard line. Like, you can't do stuff like that, man.
No, you just can't. And to answer this question, I want to answer this question from Boom. He says, how long was you going to run up the middle with Donald no matter what? I do not know. I do not know. But I can tell you this much. Montgomery still averaged 4.1 yards a carry. I can tell you that much. I can tell you they ran the ball 25 times and passed it 27. I think that was a little bit too much. I can tell you that we got 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that in a losing effort to try to fight back, they ran the ball. They stayed with the run even when they was down because it was never past 1 possession, and that was the problem for me. We should have easily been up. Anything you got, man? I want to get my man's. I got another guy in the back, Minnie in the back.
Cool. I was gonna keep it short, sweet anyway, man. I'm gonna get back in here and watch. So I'll catch up.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I just look. It's Victory Monday. I'm accepting it.
No doubt.
I'm accepting it. All right, one pride. Listen, it's gonna be hard pull for me. He says they stopped it. He said they stopped it in the second half. They didn't stop squat. What we kept doing was running Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle. I'm telling you. We should have been running David Montgomery if you're going to run it up the middle. They didn't do that. And what they decided to do was, I wish they would have ran Gibbs to the outside more because realistically, the only linebacker making plays for them was Ernest Jones. The rest of them linebackers couldn't tackle or catch a cold. It was terrible. And we just gave up on it. Now, did we win? Sure. Am I happy about it? 1,000,000,000%. But this whole trying to play balance BS, that's for the birds. It's for the birds. There were drives that died. Hell, even the play where, let me find it. Hold on. Let me find it because it'd be better if I can show it visually. There was a play where Jared Goff takes a sack and he makes the one dumb decision he could have made the whole damn game and trying to shuffle the pass. I don't know what he was going through. I don't know why he was going through it. But that's some bullshit. And again, people need to understand this. The Lions never, not once in that game did they waver the lead. They never once wavered the lead. So I'm just putting it out there. But let's go through this. Let's go through where he got this damn sack. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Where is it at? Where we are. I gotta find a damn play. I'm drawing a blank on. Let's see where we at. Which I thought was a dumb decision by him. Okay, here we go. The Lions, this the possession. Let me bring it up on the screen because that makes it a little bit better. All right. And I got you, Manny. You next, brother. I promise. All right. So the Lions. Let me make this nice and big. All right. Okay. This is the Lions drive. This drive really was like pissing me off. I want y'all to understand this is a 9-play drive. The first play, David Montgomery up the middle for 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6. We pass the ball. Incomplete. 3rd down and 6. We pass the ball. We pick it up. Thank God for St. Brown. All right. 1st and 10 now. 1st and 10. Jahmyr Gibbs right in. Right? He gets nothing. That's one of the few outside runs. All right. 2nd and 10. Jared Goff pass up the middle. We get 17 yards. It's 1st and 10. Jahmyr Gibbs off the right end. -5. Now, I'm arguing at this point, we need to just go ahead and go back to Monty. All right, but it don't matter. Now, after this happens, okay, you would think that this is just, okay, cool. You didn't get it, so you're going to have 2nd and 15. This man takes a sack. Like, for what? Okay, cool. And tried to shuffle past it. Nonetheless, it's 3rd and 21. At this point, you got to pass. And so now this is when the field goal come in for 54 yards. But on this drive, if your guy starts out up the middle for 4 yards, how does he then come out for in favor of Gibbs when he just showed it? Now, if that's not enough, this is the beginning of the 3rd quarter, people. The next drive that we get, watch this. Short pass for 10 yards. All right, cool. Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle for 2 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs off the right tackle for 2 yards. Goff gets sacked. We out of here. You see what I'm saying? We punt. This needs to be David Montgomery. Your next possession. 3 plays now. 1st and 10. They called a timeout. His pass, incomplete. Watch this now. David Montgomery, who I'm telling you was the hot hand to ride. First play back in at the order missing a 6-yard run. It's 3rd and freaking 4. What do? You pass it. No, you don't. Run the fucking ball again. Run it again. Now what happens? They get the ball back. And to the people who is talking about, oh, well, if they get that call, it don't happen. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds when he had that incomplete pass. The Lions still had 3 timeouts. Plus a 2-minute warning. How was the game going to be ended on this play? If they score here, we got 4 minutes to go down and score. With time. And I don't know if you paid attention, but they've shown that they have no issue doing it when they went against a better defense in the Dallas Cowboys and marched down and scored and got the 2-point conversion. But hey, if that makes you feel better, cool. Cool. But this right here, this 3rd and 4 where they got the holding call, that was the play that made a difference. But they still have 4 minutes and 7 seconds when they got the ball. Now watch what happens. David Montgomery to the right, 3 yards. David Montgomery, short pass, 11 yards. See what happens when Montgomery came in? Montgomery, 1 yard, 2-minute warning. This is how you win games, people. You ride the hot hand, and we didn't do that. Let me bring in a few more people as people rolling up in here. My man Minnie has been waiting patiently for me. Talk to me, brother.
Victory Monday, Luke.
Listen,
I'm just
hey,
here. Yeah.
Hey, I'm taking it, brother. I'm taking it.
Oh, whatever way they serve it up, I'm taking it too. But I'm here to speak about CJ GJ because I feel like the coaching staff is disrespecting him.
Okay.
With this rotation, I feel like first of all, with this scheme that Glenn has, whoever's back there is gonna eat. Melifonu's good, Kirby's good, but CJ on the bench to start the game is just disrespectful. Because he only came into the game because of Kirby having that flag when he pulled the player off the pile.
Well, I'll put it like this. You're talking about 2 guys who are in rhythm. Let's look at NFL history. Trent Green got hurt. Kurt Warner comes in. It would have been a foolish act to take Kurt Warner out to put Trent Green back in when he was the hot hand. He was succeeding. Tom Brady. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. Tom Brady comes in. I can go down the list of players that this has happened to, and as much as I hate to say it, injury will cost you your position because availability is the best ability for you to have. And at the end of the day, when Chauncey was being rotated in and out, this was about the team, not him. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but where they had him at is where they needed him at. You can't tell me that it didn't help to have Chauncey Gardner on one slot corner, Branch on the other, Joseph and Iffy up top. It worked. And when you will put Gardner Johnson up top, Iffy down, it still worked. Why? Because that interchanging created different outlooks. And that's what I'm trying to say. I get what you're saying about the level of disrespect, but I can see if Iffy wasn't playing well. I can see if Kirby was playing like hot garbage. Neither of them did enough to be like, yeah, let me just take them out because we can get a better move there. No, they found a better way to use another weapon and covering that. You didn't hear much about Cooper Kupp yesterday, did you?
Nope.
Because they were making sure that he never got off. They didn't care if Puka got off. They was like, Robinson, he ain't finna do nothing. Kupp can't get off. If Kupp gets off, the tight end gets off, the running back gets off, Puka really gonna go off. It's a whole nother problem. Take Kupp away. Take away his safety blanket. The same way if you take away St. Brown, Jared Goff get to looking around, and it buys you some more time. So I get what you're saying, but it's the right move to take him off the bench.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It makes sense in terms of like the mojo and chemistry. It's just like it's hard for me to see him play the Eagles and he on the bench to start the game.
Nah. See, the Eagle game gonna be a little bit different. He gonna still be coming off the bench, but they're gonna be starting him in that rotation anyway. And you want that because those fresh legs coming in and a person who knows what they do and is familiar with it, that's what you want. So no, you want those things. It's all good in my opinion. I just think that we have to be able to understand if we play the Eagles tonight, right? Or if we play the Bucks, I think the Bucks gonna beat them. I think they're gonna sneak out one, right? But if we play the Bucks, then I'm sorry, I'm not worried about a Bucks team we already beat.
Wait,
I'm not.
Is AJ Brown playing?
He out.
Man, Bucks are gonna win that game.
You took his best weapon is gone. So I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. What else you got for me? I know we got people in the back, they rolling in. I want my Rams people. Where they at?
Yeah, I just got one more point about the offense because I feel like that running back rotation is weird too.
I freaking hate
it. Drive one, Demo, drive two. Gibbs like, no. First of all, Gibbs is an amazing player. He's a freaking nature. But Demo, I feel like for this playoff run, Demo is my guy to go to.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm looking at who's the hot hand. So there were games this year where Gibbs was the hot hand and we didn't ride him. And there were games this year when Monty was a hot hand and we didn't ride him. There was games this year where St. Brown was a hot hand and we rode him. But when it comes to the running back position, I do not get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's very weird. I never really seen a rotation like that, giving them each a drive. But I liked what I've seen out of both players. But Demo, like, I feel like our offense runs through Demo and Brown.
Yeah, see. We need to run the ball. And what ticked me off is that we did not commit to it, and that's what allowed for them to get into the game. We were passing way too much. And if you notice, the more we passed, the more they were able to start to get home and get those sacks. I don't think he got sacked in the first half at all. I could be wrong. I'll double check.
I mean, the sack just came from him tripping and Aiden touched him and stuff, you know?
No, I'm talking about Jared Goff. I don't think Jared Goff got sacked at all in the first half.
I don't think so.
I don't think he got sacked once. He got sacked once in the first half. Okay. So, you know, and we gave up 3 sacks. They started turning on the pressure and everything in the second half because we were passing too much. And I'm like, you know, I need for you to run the ball. And that's the most important part. You know 100%. What I mean? So it is what it is.
I love me some Jared Goff, but man, every game he has at least one goofy play in him. And it's so hard to watch.
I'm just glad that one goofy play didn't cost us because that was a terrible decision he made. Thank God that just hit the sack. It didn't make sense. And not only did you give us extra yards off the thing, you almost gave us a turnover that we didn't need. All right, bro. Let me go ahead. I got a few more people to roll in. I appreciate you, Manny, man. Hey, 100%. Detroit brought this win in. It's Victory Monday. Listen, hey, just keep watching. We got much more to go. I'm gonna be watching this Bucks game real closely because one, I'm also a Bucks fan, so hate me now. But yeah, I am who I am. I have been.
Man, you a
open about.
Bucks fan, Seahawks fan,
Thank
Lions
you.
fan.
Then the three teams I like: Bucks,
All
Seahawks,
right,
and
brother.
Lions. I don't know. Listen, talk to my dad, man. RIP to him. Talk to him though. He'll tell you. Look, he like what he like. All right, let's see. We got my man coming up in here. We got my man's Uncle Rumble, aka Lions Rumble 81. What's going on, brother?
What up, Luke? What
What's
up? What
going
up,
on?
chat? Man, yeah, man. Victory Monday. Hey, man, run me my theme music, man. I didn't get the theme music, man.
Hey, listen, I ain't forget you. I was gonna give you a minute to get your introduction in, but I ain't forget you, man.
Shut the fuck up. After this game, we about to turn the fuck up. Call her, we need the whole team buffed up. We just won another game, they can't touch us. We about to win another game, they know what's up. We just won the last game with a blowout.
Woo!
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Sometimes you know they be like, give me my theme music. You gotta give it to them. You know the
Hey,
Lions
man.
won again.
Hey,
You
man.
know?
Shout out to you, man. This is a monumental stream for you, man. This is huge right here, man. Shout out to the fans too. Shout out to
And they
chat.
showed
Everybody's
up and they
buzzing.
showed out. They showed
Man.
up and showed. Listen, it was so loud when they booed. I couldn't even hear the commentators. I was like, damn, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty, man. And you know, fitting that my personal opinion is Sean McVay's ego lost them that game. You know,
100%.
he burnt two timeouts.
Yep.
Right. He burnt those two timeouts. And then, you know, the indecisive play, he was like, do I punt it or do I go for it? And it was just like, so all this talk about, you know, our coaching staff not having experience in the playoffs and all of this noise. And it's like, for him to lose last night because of his indecisiveness and to lose by one, it to me was just fitting, man. I love that. I love that. His face said everything. And then, of course, you know, Matt Stafford in the presser, you know, he was asked by a local reporter, you know, what he thought about the city of Detroit, and he went back to the players, you know. So I just was like, oh, you're bitter, man. And remember, our fan base was torn between, you know, booing him or you know, giving him his flowers, and he basically told us last night how he felt about the city. So
No,
I'm happy
didn't.
we won.
I disagree with that, Rumble. I disagree with that. Listen, I'm not trying to be funny. You just
Right.
lost the playoff game, all right?
Right.
You just lost the playoff game, and I'm not
Right.
trying to be funny. He's going to be happy for the players, but let's be honest. This city, the majority of the city hated that motherfucker. They hated him. They wanted him gone for so many years. I'm talking about from the first year, they was like, look at this bum. He can't stay healthy. To the second year, he got hurt. Look at him. He injury prone. He turns around and set a record with Calvin Johnson. Oh, he only did it because Calvin's here. Calvin retires. He sets a whole new record without him. They still shitted on him. No, he didn't. The same thing that they did to Matthew Stafford, they did it to Ndamukong Suh. They did it to Barry Sanders. They did it to Calvin Johnson. They did it to Darius Slay. They did it to DeAndre Swift. I can keep going. Damn that. He has every right to point to the fact that he's happy for the players. It ain't about the city. The city never embraced him. So why would he be all like, yeah, I'm happy for the city of Detroit? Why?
I mean, I think the city did embrace him. I mean, he at one point in time was the highest paid QB in the league. So to your point,
but
with
that's
him
not
saying,
the city. That's the team paying him. And because he got that pay to be the highest paid QB in the league, he took a lot of scrutiny on losses that was not his fault. Think about this. As long as he's been here, they've never built an offensive line around him. How? As long as he's been here, they've never gave him a legit run game. They gave him one legit running back. He got hurt, and they never replaced him. And that was Javid Best. And when he had Javid Best, he was a killer. All I'm pointing out is he has every right to say, I'm happy for the players, not the city. Because guess what?
okay,
He was not treated well here. And most Lions would tell you, hey, outside of Golden Tate, we love Golden Tate. I've seen Golden Tate 100 times down Woodward, and every time he spoke, he remembered people's faces and stuff. It was great. But outside of him, Herman Moore, man, they hated fucking Stafford. Now, once Stafford becomes a Hall of Famer, and he'll go in for that Super Bowl he won. Then the Lions fan base would embrace him. But I even started YouTube to defend Matthew Stafford because these fans were so ridiculous.
Okay, so if they didn't like him, then why would you accept the bag to stay here?
Because that's
the
business.
bag.
That's business and personal is different, right? I give you a perfect example. You may have dated a girl who you was like, yeah, I really do like her, but she's toxic, right? That's toxic. But guess what? At the end of the day, you switch that around to a job situation. You've had jobs that you're like, this some bullshit. But if they're paying you well, you was like, but I'll be here tomorrow because I need that check. It's just the reality of it. It's business. I'm not trying to get anything crazy out of it. I'm just telling you, if I'm going to be here and be hated, I might as well be paid.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point with that, but there's a lot of fans who did buy his jersey. At one time, he had one of the top jerseys in the league as far as as far as the league goes.
But that's not because of the Lion fan base. That's because of Georgian fans. That's because of family members. There's a lot of other people who contribute to those numbers. We're only talking about, did the city ever embrace him? No. Every year, between 97 to 1 a ticket, between the beat writers, all they ever did was talk about Matthew Stafford. In fact, when he went over to the Rams, they were betting on him to suck and be trash. He won the Super Bowl, and half of them had to eat crow. And then they tried to switch the narrative by saying he had a super team. It's cap. He's never embraced here. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, he owes the city nothing. He doesn't. I'm
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Me personally, I'm one of those guys who was in the city who enjoyed him because he at that time while he was on our team, he did display that Detroit blue collar mentality. He played injured. He gave us everything, but to sit there and have your family, your girl's born in the city and your wife when she had her medical emergency. I mean, to say the city didn't embrace him is, I mean, there's quite a bit of history here with the city, man. Because
today is the Martin Luther King birthday day, even though today is not really Martin Luther King's birthday, right? So,
right.
But you know that when Martin Luther King got shot, there were white doctors who hated him, right? And they still had to treat him. Medical supersedes all that other stuff. And what I'm saying to that is this: you can have your kids here because guess what? Where am I gonna do? I ain't finna fly somewhere else to have no children. We'll pregnant women is flying, right? All right,
That's
and then the second part of it is if I have a medical emergency, right? Let's say hypothetically I get hit by a car. You think I want them to, let's say I'm in Atlanta. You think I want them to take my ass all the way to Texas? No, heal me right now. So I'm just making this point to you to say, look, everything that you're going to point out, I can see it for what it is. I just don't think he was fully embraced. There's a number of articles about it. They said that you're not going to win with Matthew Stafford. Every year people wanted a quarterback. There was multiple chants screaming for the backup.
Right.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I get it, man. Maybe I was seeing it a little different. He was in a Carhartt, which is, what us Detroiters and Michigan natives wear. So to me, I just felt like he was a little smug. But with that being said, I personally love the fact that we were able to touch him with Aiden Hutchinson and Lee McNeil. Call me a dark person for, liking the fact that he was out there getting tossed around. But I don't know, man. I'm a little indifferent by it. I'm glad we won the way we did. 1 point loss is that much. It's that much sweeter that they lost by 1 point, than it would have been if we would have blew them out. Because I think that one stings a little bit more. Losing by 1, to this Lions team who 3 years ago you were a part of.
They had beat him 3 years ago. Remember, they beat him. And he was telling them like, "I know, man. I know. Just keep your head up, and keep fighting." He's always going to root for the players, but there were fans who did not appreciate what him and his wife did. Rumble, hold tight in the back, man. I got 2 more people I want to get on, and I know you got a little time, hopefully, and we're gonna run through it. Let's bring in my man D-Map Zoom. Then I got you next, Rage. I see you, brother. D-Map Zoom, what up, though? Let me give you your theme music because I believe you entitled to it.
Oh, you know the Lions won again, bitch.
What?
You know the Lions won again.
Hey, what?
You know the Lions won again.
do.
What?
All we do is fucking win. Come on.
All we do.
You know the Lions won again.
D-Map Zoom.
I like
Talk to the people, man. Talk to the
Man,
people. What you got
it
for
feels
us,
so
man?
good. It feels so good.
It do. It do.
It makes
We
me
needed
more. Say I'm gonna make
We
this
needed
quick. If I ain't got that first playoff win, literally the last time they literally had won it was literally a year after I was born. That let you know how long it's actually been. It's crazy.
Yeah. I
Really
can't say
crazy.
that. I was
I was 1 years old
alive.
last time they
I was
won
alive
the
and
freaking
well
playoff
in
game.
'91. So, you know, my age is a little bit up there more than I would like
I'm
to
sorry,
admit.
man.
But I was
I'm
there. I witnessed that ass whooping we put on the Dallas Cowboys with Barry Sanders in his third year, where I think at the time Dallas had the youngest team in the league that made the playoffs, and we straight smashed them. Like it wasn't even close. So, yeah, I was there. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You're not gonna judge me. But what else you got, man? Because
Speaking of Dallas,
I think it was a very good game.
Man, speaking of Dallas, man, it felt so good, man. Green Bay stomped them boys. They stomped them so dang bad. I'm like,
yeah, I mean
that was karma right there. They knew dang well they didn't deserve that 2 seed. But the football guy said, you don't know damn well y'all ain't deserve this.
They corrected the run and said y'all ain't supposed to be here. Got them up out of there quick. And I have a friend, he a Cowboy fan, and I told him, I said, listen, bro, I said the biggest mistake y'all made was getting that 2 seed because the Packers match up with y'all well. And he was like, you crazy. We undefeated at home. And I said, and the Packers have never lost there. There go your problem. I said, on top of them not ever losing there, I said they're going to be able to run the ball on you because the Lions were able to run the ball on you. Oh, you crazy. The Lions weren't able to run the ball on us. I said, I'm telling you right now, the Lions was able to run the ball on y'all, and that was the problem. I said, if you go back and you look at that game, I said, I'm telling you, they saw that and they said, well, we're going to commit to it. And I said, and what did Aaron Jones do? He ran the ball down y'all damn throat. And I said, I'm just telling you that as much as you want to be hyped about it, this is what's going to happen. He didn't want to believe it. Even after we got robbed, I told him, I said, you know that just proves to me that y'all are not who y'all think y'all are. I said, the Lions handed y'all first loss, and you didn't want to believe it. He said, yeah, but you trying to say they ran the ball on us. I said, well, 31 carries for 125 yards seemed like they ran the ball on y'all. They were averaging 4 yards a carry. So, hey, tough titty, right? You know, it happens. But it's the reality.
I know him eating that crow. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. He had to eat that crow. He had no choice. Especially at that beat down, he had no choice. I know that crow tastes so sweet. It tastes so sweet.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like,
yeah.
You know,
man, that feels
what else you got for us, man? Because like I said, you waited patiently in the back. I want to make sure I give you your chance to talk and get your flowers. Because you know,
nothing, man. I want to make it quick. I'm actually might get ready to eat dinner.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate your support.
I want to make it quick.
Love, and you always come in and showing love and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that if you know, this is one of them games where you get a chance to be excited. And like I said, I don't want to hear about bad officiating. It's been the story of my life. You can go and find whole videos of officials doing us dirty, 9, 10, 15 minutes long. How?
Oh man, I don't want to hear nothing about officiating.
Think about this. Think about this. Time is everything. I don't care what nobody say. You can look throughout life. Everything is evolving around time. When you can make a 10 to 15 minute video of us getting bad calls, holy freaking snips! If that's not a bad thing to look at. So I don't want to hear about that, but I'm with you, brother. I'm 100% with you, and I also agree with John Jones that maybe Stafford did feel some kind of way about the chance because hey, and this is the truth. No matter who the quarterback was, whoever brought this team a championship is going to be legendary. I don't care who it is. This is why Bobby Lane is so popular. So off rip, it is what it is. And if you got anything else you want to say, the floor is yours. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next guest, and then I bring everybody in for a little bit of a group discussion before I gotta get up out of here. You feel me?
I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm saying, appreciate you. Go Lions.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Listen, let me bring in my next guest. Detroit Rage is in the building. You know I got to give you your theme music. Let me give it to him. Can I give him theme music? You know the Lions won again. Yeah. See?
Hey, you know the Lions won again.
The Lions won again.
You know the Lions won again.
Bro,
You know
listen, man.
Listen.
Dog, I don't know if you know, but I was there yesterday. Bro. My voice is all fucked up from yelling.
They said, listen, my homeboy told me, this is what he said. He said it was so loud that they
were handing these out, right? And they had us put them on our wrists, and they were controlling the lights. You know what I'm saying? It looked like the old back in the day when everybody was taking pictures and shit.
Right.
And I got my All Grit playoff pom-poms that was in the seat. Boy, listen, got my Gibbs jersey at the stadium. Hold on. I was hoping to get it signed, but I was up so high, bro. I was on the top. I couldn't even get. So look, dog, I'm gonna tell you just like this. When everybody in there was wanting Dallas to win. They didn't want Green Bay to win. They wanted Dallas to win so we could have a rematch. Now, the fact that the Packers won made us have another home game, which I'm happy for because that $700 seat now turned into about a $350 seat because I met the people that sold it. So I'm going next week for half the price. And I'm geek, bro. So listen, I need to talk to you on the outside of this. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I got some pictures to show you. Dog, listen, it was an event of a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And me and you have spoken about this. I couldn't pass this up. You know, I had to witness it. I had to witness it for myself. And I can only say that I wish that everybody that is sitting at home right now could have got a chance to feel what I felt last night. It was amazing. Everybody was crying. There was little guys, you know, I call them 17, 15, little guys. They're little kids. Oh man, I've been a fan. Man, me and the dude with the Oakleys in front, he's like 50, and he's like, bro, really?
Right.
And I'm like,
you don't know how long it's truly been. You don't know. To the guy, they showed a picture of the Lions' longest season ticket holder, which was a guy, I forgot his name, but he was 89 years old. He had season tickets for 66 years. Think about that.
Yeah. So listen, the gentleman to the left in front of me, he's 73. The last time that the Lions won, he heard it in the radio.
Damn. That's tough. That's tough. The radio.
Radio, my nigga. Radio.
That's tough.
So
shout out to my man Adam, man. What's going on, brother?
You hear all these testimonies from different Lions fans, and they're sharing it, waiting, hoping for this. And we have like the master avatar, you know what I mean? And the opposing team that was once endeared by some of us, which you were right. Not a lot of us liked him. He was criticized for being the highest paid. He was criticized for being the number one pick. He was criticized for not being a winner. Like, he played defense and offense. I really don't understand, and I tried just like you to really get to our fan base. I don't have followers like that. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't put in the work like you guys do, but I do come in with some knowledge. 51% of his wins here in Detroit were fourth quarter comebacks. You see what I'm saying? I think he had a deficit of 31 points average per game to overcome, right? If I'm not mistaken. Statistically, the best running back that he ever had was you know, what was the dude? What was his name? I forgot it. He was right here, Joique Bell. Joique Bell.
Statistically?
Yeah, look it up. I mean, seriously.
Over Barry?
No. Stafford didn't have Barry, bro.
The best running back he had statistically.
He had,
yeah. It was Joique Bell, correct?
Joique Bell. And what did he give him over a course of 6 years? A whopping what? fucking 900 yards. Give me a break, bro. Come on. Like, that's not help, dog. Like, and then when people say, oh, Stafford had help, Stafford had this. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. History shows it. Fuck.
Yeah. No.
And to be honest with you, the fact that he lost here again just shows it really stings him in the ass. It gives him a reason why he shouldn't be happy. He can't win a playoff game in Detroit.
Literally. Literally. I'm just saying,
So,
you know.
Like, I honestly, bro, like anybody would have that sting. You know what I mean? Everybody in this motherfucker, man, was always wanting him gone, just like you said. Oh, man, we could have drafted this, that, and the other, da. Oh, have him sit under Stafford. No, you know what you wanted. Don't sit there and play dumb now. You know what I mean? Like we don't remember. You know what I mean? Come on. We didn't have, I have videos where I make videos like defending them for no reason. You know, like we would have everybody slamming them from all the other YouTubers. The only one I think that really never slammed them was Mobby. Seriously.
Yeah.
I
defended him. I started YouTube to defend him. Like that was my whole thing. Like I was just like, yo, this, you know, for me, I defended him. But the reality is a lot of the narratives that they brought up was because they wanted people to believe one thing. And to me, that game should not have been that close. We should have easily scored more points. We left a lot of football out there.
I was there. All I can say is there was some calls that weren't made, which I'm happy for. There were so many calls that were made against us that, man, fuck everything. You owe us. You know what I mean? That shit was a PI. I don't give a fuck what anybody say.
Oh, it was. Before that PI happened, that false start was a bunch of bull. It was no way.
Bro!
It was no way that was a fall. I'm like, wait a minute. He moved because dude came across.
Exactly.
Like that's bull. There was a play before that where I watched him fully tackle Aiden Hutchinson to the ground. I'm like, that's 100% a hold. So, I mean, I get it. We can talk about those penalties, but before we got to those penalties, other things had already occurred. That's all I'm saying.
All that, man. I don't even want to get into the tit for tat. Like you said, we got 15-minute videos on how we get fucked. Man, you better start making your own. How many seconds you got of it? 10? We'll wait till you get to it. Once you get to 15, then we'll be willing to open our ears to that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be receptive to any complaining because, dog, we get screwed all the time. If we win, everybody wants to move the goalposts. Oh, it's gonna be 2 and done instead of 1 and done.
Yeah,
come on, man, you shut it up, bro.
And there was a lot of people who made fun of Dan Campbell, said that he was a meathead, that he's not a head coach.
I was one.
He don't take things serious, and we should fire him. And I'm like, we gave more time to Matt Patricia, who I wanted fired after 1 year for making dumb coaching decisions, and I was told it'd take 3 years, and he's already achieved it in 1.
I remember I told you how long it takes to rebuild a team.
But see, it don't even take that long. We was good. Listen, bro. The culture changed year 1. The rebuild changed year 1. The problem came when we were still doing things, I would say, in the wrong way. We was not still committing to the run. When we got back to our history, and the reason we got so many wins was because we do run the ball. And I've been telling people this all the time, that look at your history. We were a running team. Get back to that.
Yeah,
Get back to running the ball. That's why we got where we got. And so,
but you got to think, man, for the longest time, that was such a that was wishful thinking. You know, it was, because we had running backs like what was the little bitty running back that we had in the 2006? No. The little bitty one. He had the one. Man, he's like 5'11", bro. I forgot his goddamn name. Everybody loved him.
We've had Kevin Jones. We've had.
That was before Kerryon Johnson.
Wasn't Reggie Bush before Kerryon?
That was after Reggie Bush.
Mikael LaSure?
No, he was a little bitty dude. Goddamn it, man! I can't remember his name.
Zach Zenner.
He was around the time of Zach Zenner, but right before him, Zach Zenner replaced him.
I'm trying to think. Amir Abdullah? Was that it?
He played with Amir Abdullah. He played with Amir Abdullah. He was our running back that was good at catching passes.
Theo Riddick.
That's the one.
Yep, Theo Riddick.
Yeah, Theo Riddick. We had Theo Riddick, bro. Like, he couldn't, man, you could shoestring tackle him. You know what I mean? Like, you could blow on that guy.
Hey.
Like, I honestly, it's been such a hard idea, until it was Kerryon Johnson who gave us what? It was a first 100-yard back, or no, it wasn't. It was.
He gave us our first 100-yard rusher in a long time.
Was it? Yeah.
Our first 1,000-yard rusher in a long time was Reggie Bush. So, but shout out to John Jones. He says, "Luke, you absolutely said fire Fat Pat." I remember that. Yes, I watched that first game against the Jets, and I went, "Why are we starting all Patriots over players who have been proven winners?" And then the second game came, and I went, "Oh, we really doing this." By the time we got to like the game 3, I'm like, "Fire this man!" Like, y'all don't see it. I'm telling you, this is not good.
Man, this ain't it. Man, he turned a playoff team into a team that always picked in the top 10. It was. Oh no, it was so hard to look.
We all did not hate Fat Matt. No, we didn't. Oh no, I spent a lot of time arguing that. But I do got another guest coming in, Rage. I want to try to give everybody their time before we get up out of here.
Thank you for having me.
If you want to hang in the back, for a final like group chat, that's cool. But I appreciate you just for coming on after going in there screaming and hollering all damn night. Shout out to you. You the real MVP.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Sorry for my voice, man. Hey, I'll try to hang out in the back, man. If the wife needs me, I'm gonna have to go up.
All right, for sure. Let me bring in Nasty Canada. He's back.
Yeah,
Canada.
I'm back.
Last time you was here, you ordered a goddamn pizza on me. You got no damn wings. And you got a Dr. Pepper that was diet. What you finna order today?
You know what? I ordered a Meat Lovers, and I got a ham and pineapple pizza with Diet Dr. Pepper cherry.
Okay.
They fucked up the pizza, but that's fine. I just want to say, Detroit won it, but there were some referee calls that were very questionable, like I said before. The refs could have easily fucked that game up.
Well, I think they did. I think they still messed it up. I think the difference was the Lions prevailed in the red zone, whereas the Rams didn't. The Lions defense would get some penalties and stuff, and they would get down there into the red, and they just bend. They were literally like the palm tree during the hurricane. They bend a little bit, but when the wind stopped blowing, they straighten right back up. And I'm just telling you the truth that at the end of the day, that was the difference in the game. They shut that down, and that's what should have happened.
Yeah. Well, at least, what it gave the fans, and I've, in my years of watching NFL and Detroit games this past season and last forever, I've never heard the fans that loud at Ford Field, that loud during a playoff game. And it showed you, even though Eminem was there and a lot of celebrities, it brought everyone together. And now the next step is they've got to start practicing their asses off right now, because this is make it or break it. Next game, we got to get the dub.
100%, and I think that they will. I before then, I was like, I'm a little worried about the Eagles because they got the mobile quarterback. But I got to be honest with you. By the time we get to next week, James Houston playing, so that gives you another pass rusher, and that's huge. That's absolutely huge to have another pass rusher. So off rip, I appreciate that. And I think that this game to me showed me that, look, you didn't play your best football, but guess what? Even though you didn't play your best football, you still prevailed and you made the plays when they needed to. The defense got to stop when they needed to. They could talk about, that play would have changed it. But with 4 minutes and 20-something seconds on the clock, the game was beyond far from over. Beyond.
Yep. I agree.
So either they got points there, right? We going down and scoring. My only issue was if you go down and you score, you got to chew up clock. Because Stafford, as a fourth quarter comeback guy, that's his brand. That's his butter. That's what he was known for. He was known for putting them in an improbable situation and he making the best out of it. So I'm happy we got the win. I'm ready for another playoff game because the Packers took care of the fraudulent Cowboys, and I just look forward to seeing how much louder they get. You just can't beat it.
I want to make a comment about the TikTok video trending right now with Taylor Swift at the game there. Some guy went on video, and you know how the stands are with the sections with the windows open where the box seats are. This fan, I guess a fan of Kansas City and Taylor Swift, the guy literally was like, not like totally harassing her, but it was funny TikTok video asking her if Travis Kelce's going to get some of those country lips tonight. You know what I mean? It's got like 1.8 million views.
Listen, Canada, for the benefit of it, I can care less about that. Taylor Swift ain't on the motherfucking football field for us. Taylor Swift ain't a Lion. Taylor Swift ain't a Lions coach or trainer or nothing. I can care less about the over-sexualization of women when it comes to stuff like that. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to tell me Taylor Swift was promoting some Detroit Lions gear, cool. If you want to tell me Taylor Swift was going to be the halftime show in next playoff game, cool. But that story, I can care less, man. I just want to put it out there. I can care less, Canada. But I do appreciate you, brother.
I agree. Like they've been overcasting her on every freaking football game, showing her more than other fans on the stands. It is getting out of control. I'll admit that. Even though, you know what, I'll do the gritty to her music. You know, I like that shit. I'll pepper her tunes on the surround sound once in a while.
But the reality is this. I want to talk Lions. It's a Victory Monday. So what I'm finna do is I only got a few more minutes because I got to get myself together and get people ready and stuff. I got to go back to being husband and father. So appreciate you for coming through, Canada. It's always a pleasure, brother.
Okay.
Listen, y'all, I'm just going to put it out there. Look, this is Victory Monday. I want to talk Lions. I want to talk about what the Lions are getting done. And those are the things that I'm going to be focusing on. I can care less about TikTok and other stuff because I care about the Lions. You know, it just is what it is. I care about the Lions. Look, listen, so we went through all the happiness and the joy of it all, right? So let me just put it out there because I'm sorry. My biggest gripe with yesterday was the abandonment of the run, the abandoning of not riding the hot hand, the direct focus on it. Now, don't get me wrong. I have come to understand that a lot of times the Lions do things to set things up because there was a statistic that was out there that showed that in games when Jahmyr Gibbs came in, we passed it 67% of the time. So to have Jahmyr Gibbs come in and they run it, by the time you get to your next opponent, that will make them pause a little bit and wonder if it's a pass or if it's a run. Shout out to you, Marcus Land. He says, who would you rather play, Bucks or Eagles? I don't care. My belief is simply put, no matter who you play, you got to win, right? Like you got to understand, the Giants had to go up against a undefeated scoring machine of New England. And they didn't care. they didn't care. He wasn't the big bad wolf. They was like, yeah, y'all ain't as bad as y'all think y'all are.
Man, did you see that freaking commercial of Eli just freaking dogging on him? It's like, man, we could have had perfect season, but you had to go and ruin it.
I mean, it's just one of the things. So to me, I don't care who we play. You got to beat them. You're going to be at home. You got to beat them. Now here's the scary part. I'm finna show y'all the scary part. And y'all all think I'm tripping because I said, hey, I need the Packers to win because I want to play the Packers. I need the Packers to beat the 49ers. Why? Because that means the Packers will have to now come to Detroit, and Detroit gets a third playoff game for the NFC Championship, a game that they will now be able to go against a team that they are familiar with, a team that they are going to be able to match up with and play toe-to-toe with, and then you win that game with 3 playoff games at home to go to the Super Bowl. That's what I want.
Will we be playing on their turf in Lambeau?
No. If they beat the 49ers, we're the highest seed. We keep home field advantage.
Okay, so we get three home games. Wow.
Yes. So that's why I'm rooting for them to beat it. Otherwise, you got to go on the road to play the 49ers. And I still think we win that game.
I want that home field advantage. I mean, good God, we get to the freaking championship. Could you imagine how effing loud they're going to be? Shit, we'll make this one wild card game look cute in comparison.
And that's my point. Like I've seen the power of our fan base. I've seen it.
You've heard it.
I mean, yeah, I've witnessed it. So it's like, okay, cool. DJ says, I'm tired of this holding call BS. When no one talks about the phantom false start at the end of the first half. Hey, listen, I've been all over it. I started the show off with, let's get this out of the way. Don't talk to me about these weak penalties because guess what? Even if they get the penalty, guess what? Let's say y'all chew off 2 minutes. We still had 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Yeah, I take those odds.
Definitely. But yeah, man, anything with this game, I mean, I'm still shocked that Stafford played all the way through that game. I mean,
his eyes rolled to the back of his head. I'm like, yo, wait a minute.
He had to be concussed.
No way. He had that same look that Tua had. And I'm like, how did they let him back in? I knew they was going to let him back, but I was like, how?
I mean, consider that, like, we can't let Wentz in, but I don't know. It's like he already fucked his hand up twice. It was already bleeding. He already got hit by Aiden second time. First was Aleem fucking up his hand, and Aiden didn't do much. I figured his hand was all jacked up after that, but no, man could still throw a perfect freaking spiral doing that. I'm like, how the fuck?
Listen, it was good to see. Minnie, you still there? Rumble, you still there? I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, because I see right now it looks like Pittsburgh making a comeback against the Bills.
Yeah, Pickens is balling his ass off, man.
Yeah, it's getting real ugly.
And that's why I got it on mute because I'm kind of listening to the game or watching the game. But yeah, let me get.
Listen, I ain't gonna talking about. Look, like I said, I gotta get things ready and get ready for work. But yeah, no, they're trying to stage a comeback, and I'm telling you right now, if they
can't bet on.
Yeah, they're not the Bills out. You might end up having a situation where I think as much as they want to keep hyping up the Ravens, I hate to say it, Kansas City might snuff them. So
you can't bet against Tomlin right now, boy. I don't know what the guy is. Man, you can't bet against him right now. This team is playing inspired for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it all pans itself out. We got a few more minutes. They for sure gave Stafford a shot in his hand or something. That pain and swelling, his hand was busted. This is what I loved about the game. Everybody wants to talk about the defense and stuff, but I'm like, dude, they really did tee off on the quarterback. There's a few times where I ain't gonna lie. There's a few times where Aiden Hutchinson hit Stafford late. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's the part I was talking about because it's football at the end of the day, man. So those kind of things, those little chippy plays like that, those things matter, because we know how Stafford is, man. Like he gets happy feet, or if he gets going, the guy he's dialed in. But yeah, kudos to that D line and everyone just letting him know that he was playing Detroit. This ain't the same Detroit team, man. This ain't the SOL.
And I loved it.
Yeah, man.
All right, good people. We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, I want to say. So,
42, 45, yep.
So, a brother right here, it says, Luke, did you see Stafford diss the fans after the game? He did not diss the fans. He did not. Oh, my God. He did not diss the fans.
I know, but listen, he was like, the guy asked him, like, the city of Detroit. And he goes, I'm happy for the players.
Correct. That's not a diss to the fans.
Yeah, but the city of Detroit is the fans.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Hold on. Let's say it is the fans, right?
He was dismissive. Right.
Let's say it is the fans. Let's say it is dismissive. Y'all didn't want him no way. You celebrated when he got traded. Many people daily. I keep telling y'all go on to 97.1 The Ticket. Y'all talk to these people on the radio, and you don't realize that their players have told you. We listen to those radio stations. Golden Tate told you. Kevin Johnson told you. Barry Sanders told you. Matthew Stafford didn't tell you, but so many other people. Carry-On told you, and Ndamukong Suh told you. Y'all go on those radio shows and y'all say things that y'all think. Y'all go to these articles. Y'all send messages on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and every other piece of opportunity you can to say something to these players, and y'all think they gonna forget. He was never embraced here. He was never the person that people got hyped about. And I'm sorry, he does not owe us a damn thing.
No, I didn't say he owed us. To your point, I get what you're saying. But now, look, this is my rebuttal to that. Okay, these radio stations, when they have these people call in, they screen the callers, and they find out, oh, hey, are you with our pundits and critics on here? Do you hate Stafford? You don't think they ask him questions like that? The media is.
I've called in many times, right? And
Right.
have been screened, and I told them exactly what I was going to talk about, and I've got on there and talked about it, and yeah, that's what happens. A lot of people get on there and they say stuff just to appease the host on the show, and I'm telling you,
Right.
that they really did not like him. They will boo Matthew Stafford every year. They wanted to draft a quarterback every time. I mean, it was.
We're still doing that with Goff to this day. Let's be honest here. We still not many people
every single person. We've been doing this for every year from as long as I can remember. We did it with Charlie Batch. We did it with Andre Ware. We did it with Rodney Peete. We did it with Jeff Garcia. If you name Joey Harrington, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Where a lot of things were out of the hands of the player, and the fans they just let him have it. I just do not believe that he was directly dissing them. The question was asked, how happy are you for the city of Detroit? You have to understand, he has to now look at this on a different level because he's representing the city of Los Angeles. Okay, and what does he look like? Oh, I'm so happy for them. Like, what do you mean? Could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, he could have answered.
Could you imagine if we lost, and they asked Jared Goff, "How happy are you for the city of Los Angeles?" He was like, "I'm so excited for him." Like, bro,
I mean, yeah. If you think about it from an LA fan perspective, it'd be really backhanded. If I was an LA fan, and he's praising his former team, I guess it'd be pretty backhanded if I'm an LA fan.
Or he could have just gave a political correct answer, like, "Hey, man, yeah, man, I'm happy
for the players." He did.
Well, I'm happy the city has a team that is, these guys are on the way up. That's a politically correct answer. That's not you praising them, but that's you just acknowledging, like, yo, the city finally got this stuff together.
I'll say it like this, Rumble.
Right.
Whatever it's gonna take to keep y'all pissed off, to keep screaming at the top of y'all lungs, then yep, he was disrespectful. He was out of line. Your mother, your father, he hates your grandma, your auntie, he thinks she's a slut. Your uncle, he don't have no respect for him. Whatever it's gonna take for y'all to show up on Sunday at 3 p.m. and act the ass, I'm gonna be right on board with it. If you think that he was not for you, wait till you hear about what he said about your children. He think they ugly. If it was me, I would go in there and be totally disruptive. I'm just being honest. Whatever it's going to take for them to have that anger, I'll take it. I just don't.
But yeah, I don't even want to talk about him no more, man, because we kind of buried him last night. I'm just happy that this team, did not waver or falter. And they played all 4 quarters, man. Like my critique is with, you were talking about Ben Johnson and his play calling, and him literally, pun intended, running away from the run. I wasn't cool with that because, like I said earlier, McVay burned 2 timeouts, and it's like at this point we're averaging almost 4 or 5 yards a carry, man. It's like, bro, now is the time to just let this O-line eat, man, and just. Him putting Goff in a position to where he had to pitch the ball back and damn near fumbled it. If it wasn't for, I forgot who jumped on it, but it's like, I didn't want him to get cute. I wanted him to keep doing what he was doing the first half and just, like you said, handing that ball off. I wish he would have kept that up until 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I think we would have at least had 2 or 3 more field goals because they weren't really stopping the run. Let's be honest. We were gashing them with the run. And that D-line was they tried to move Aaron Donald all over the place, and he was just getting stuffed. And there were times he couldn't even rush because he was behind 2 of his own players on the line. But yeah, man, I'm so thrilled. I know you're happy. I too was one of those guys who never really, saw success. We had a player or two who always shined brightest on this team, But this complete game we got from this team last night, man, is promising to say the least. So I'll end it with that. But yeah, man, I'm juiced, man.
Yeah,
and
this man is on fire. Hey, listen, Niners, look at this. Look at this. Bring it. Yeah, you don't want this problem.
Nah. You got
Niners fans in here now.
You don't
that
want
pack
these
front
problems.
seven.
Listen, you really need to be concerned about the Packers before you get to talking to us. Now, you don't want these problems. You know, Brock Purdy ain't been playing too well lately. You know, the offense ain't been snapping too swiftly. So I don't know, but I you know, I'm sorry. It's my confidence is too high. You know, I'll never forget this. You know, I remember when the Dream Team won that gold medal. I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, they did it, right? I remember when like just seriously think about all the moments where we were the underdogs in these games and showed up. That's how it would be if we played the 49ers. But I'm just saying, I ain't turning down nothing. The Lions need it, man. We need it. All right, people, we get into the final thoughts today. My man's Manny might have been a dipped on me. I don't know what happened with him, but we're gonna start it off with you, Crimson, and give the people your final thoughts for the day.
Bucks, Eagles, I'm taking. Let's ride. I want to see what we can do. I want us to go even further. I don't want this train to end. I want to see how far we can go with this shit all the way to the freaking end, man. Okay. I am so fucking pumped for this. You have no idea.
Listen. I got to do this. You know we in final thoughts, but I got to let my man's in here because he's always hitting me up when the game's going on and when it's not. I'm going to bring him in, let this man have his moment, okay? Let me bring in my man Juan W. in the building. Juan, you know I got to give you your theme music because everybody get to celebrate the same way.
All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on.
Yeah.
Because all we do is fucking win.
All we do is
win.
win.
Team in the motherfucking NFL.
In the NFL. Brother, talk to the people. Give them what you got on this game, and then we get to the final thoughts after that.
Hey, no, I ain't going to hold y'all long, man. How everybody doing? I got on late. I didn't even know that you had went live. So I'm sure y'all covered just about everything. I'm going to go back and listen to this while I'm working out.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, it didn't feel like we won at first to me. I don't know. It was kind of like, man, I had to just let it sink in. You know, the fact that we did squeak that one out. And I'm sure you guys discussed the chunk running of Montgomery versus Gibbs and how they went away from that run.
Listen, trying to play balanced football in the game that requires you to ride the hot hand. But, you know, hey, I digress.
Right. Yeah, the O-line was ready for that game, man. They were bullying. And so, that's what I just want them to learn their lessons and make the adjustments in the next game. And I just if I know that they're going to learn their lessons from what they did wrong and make the adjustments, that'll make me feel way more confident and comfortable. But that's the only point that I wanted to bring out. I'm going to go back and listen and see what everybody else brought out.
Hey, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I covered it. I don't argue with a few people came back. My man Looney Tunes said, Luke, your ad-libs trash, bro. Like, damn, I'm trying my best, man. Goddamn.
Oh, no, man.
I told you I was alive when they won in 91. Good grief. What you want me to do? I just repeated what I heard my kids and nephews and nieces say. Damn. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of the Kit Kat bar, man. Damn.
I was out here in DC at a bar, and so many Rams fans was coming up to me. I had the Axel Foley jacket on. So many Rams fans coming up to me, in big old bar in DC too, and they were talking so much trash. It's nuts though. I had the last laugh.
Hey,
is this after or before the game?
We were outnumbered as usual. Double the Rams fans as Lions fans, but the Packers game was just over, and I don't know. I was cheering for the Packers. It just got over. The Packers fans are still in there too, watching the Lions game.
Scout.
See, like I said, hey, like I said, it is what it is. My man Looney Tunes, so you can't be stuttering on it.
Looney Tunes, all one, man.
Man, bro, listen. All right, I'm so.
All right, Luke. Thanks for letting me in.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. Give people your final thought before you get up out of here, Juan.
Just that, man. As long as they make the adjustments from this game and not go and do the same thing that wasn't productive. You know, Ben Johnson don't need to get cute. If Montgomery came to play and he's bullying, let him ride that hot hand, and
100%.
Play to our strengths.
100%. Dr. Pepperoni says, I'm late to the party. Did Dan from yesterday show up? No, he did not. I was looking forward to it, but then again, I did start later than I usually do because the brother has to work. You know what I mean? I have to work. So, but no, he didn't. Or the other, it was like 3 other Rams fans that was in there, so they didn't show up. I'm sure they'll comment, and I'm sure he'll probably come on to talk about it. So ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that part of it. But no, he did not show up.
Dan's just chilling in the mountains.
Yeah. Rumble, give the people your final thoughts, sir.
Hey, man, Luke, I appreciate you letting me hop on. It's good to see everyone, man. And it's good to have a great showing last night at home. Yeah, man, hopefully we can continue this momentum. Hopefully Dan has these guys fired up. Hopefully the city is still buzzing, with whoever we play with next. Pause. But yeah, man, I appreciate this. And to every Lions fan out there, man, this is just the beginning. Let's keep holding ourselves to where we think we belong, and let our players do their thing. Again, let's not forget, man, we were 30 years. So let's ride this momentum, and let's just stay positive, man. So I appreciate you again, Luke. It's good to see you, Crimson, as always, man. And you guys have a great night. Go Bucks.
you know I ain't gonna argue with that one. Hey, you know me, man. Listen, I can't end the show unless I end on a positive note. I thank everybody who came in here, all my replay game people who had fun with me today. I had to come on today and do this. I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow because I really want to spend tomorrow looking at more tape based on who we gonna play, so I can kind of get a feel for what they do and how we can attack it. But off rip, let me just tell you, this is a good feeling. Today's positive quote is simple. It comes from me. Hold on to the happy times. Every day ain't gonna be the most sunshine, ain't gonna be the most beautiful and the most pleasant day. But when you have the good days, hold on to it, embrace it, accept it. Don't shy away from it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what happens that day. Just be glad that you showed up and you're here and your presence to be in your happiness and your joy. And I'm telling you, some of us are spending too much time protecting our peace. But I'm telling you right now, it is your job alone to protect your peace. No one else's job to protect your peace but yours. No one else's job to keep that smile on your face but yours. You are the reason that you're happy because you made decisions to enjoy those things. And when you get it, hold on to it. Hold on to it like it has nothing else left to give. And I promise you, once you do that, you will learn to look at life a little bit different. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. And if you don't do nothing else, really quick, let me shout my homeboy out right here, my man, Mike Kimber from Lions Talk by Chat Sports. He said, Luke G, hey, welcome. But if you don't do nothing else, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'm out.